not like this vaccine thing seems shady. Rose, okay, I'm gonna tell you something, Rose. This is what I told Alan. Let me tell you something about how effective vaccination is and how much risk people were accepting to vaccinate against deadly illnesses in the past. So vaccination goes back to around the year 1000 in ancient China, okay? In ancient China, when they were doing traditional Chinese medicine, smallpox was a big killer. Killed hundreds of thousands of people every year. I don't think you can imagine how many people smallpox killed. Millions and millions of children died of smallpox. I'll get into that. And so they found that shaving off smallpox scabs and blowing it up people's noses was a vaccine, basically. It would immunize them. That's all a vaccine is. It would immunize them. And, okay, but here's the thing. The vaccine would actually give people smallpox and kill them 1% of the time. So 1 in 100 times you got the smallpox vaccine, you literally died. And guess what? The Chinese still vaccinated everyone. Why? Because smallpox was that much of an issue. Smallpox was that fucking deadly. They were actually willing to accept in the first vaccines 1% of people dying. They literally said, oh, wow, this is a fantastic medical innovation. Only 1 to 2% of our population dies now. Let's take it. Nowadays, if 1 in a million people dies from a vaccine, they're like, fuck it, I'm not taking that shit. Bruh. Okay, so let me tell you something. COVID. It only has a 1% chance of killing you. That's true, but that's because we have great doctors, we have all sorts of medications they give you in the ICU, they'll ventilate you, they'll give you corticosteroids, okay? They'll give you blood thinners. You may live. Okay, only 1% of the time will COVID kill you. 99% of the time you'll live. But if you end up in the ICU, which is very common, it's like, I don't know, 10, 20%, your lungs are fucked for life. I don't think people understand. When your lungs get fibrotic lesions, they don't heal. Your lungs do not heal when they get fibrosis. Period. There's literally no way to heal them. You have reduced lung capacity and you're fucked for life. I know a guy who has pulmonary fibrosis from similar illness earlier in his life. He developed the fibrosis when he was 50. He can't breathe without an oxygen tank. People get it and they're like, oh, it only kills 1% of people. I'm fine now. Bruh, your lungs are gonna be fucked in 20 years. This shit builds up over your lifetime. If you catch COVID now and it fucks your lungs, you're like, oh, it's okay. It decreased my oxygen capacity by 30%, but it recovered to only 10% below baseline. I'm fine. You're 30 now. When you're 50 and you catch it a second time, you're gonna be on an oxygen tank. Like, it's serious.